Garnt has recently just announced his anime. Hopefully, if we've timed this correctly.
Yes,
this is going to be.
This is coming out right during the middle of Anime Expo, I believe.
Okay. Awesome.
So the trailer for my anime has just dropped. And
long time coming, bro.
I'm going to pretend that I know what the reaction is. Damn,
I'm sure it's good.
Damn, you guys think it's mid? It's taking a lot of work, guys.
Solid 6 on my anime list.
It's taking a lot of work, you know. I've only been working this on like close to 2 years now.
Yeah, it's like your life's work. It's like
no biggie. Whatever.
It's like if I said, like, I literally saw Pinocchio come to life, and I was like, yeah, that's mid. Like, yeah, okay, Giuseppe.
Yeah,
manga was better.
Yeah. So at the time of recording, we are still obviously in the process of making the anime. In fact, we are right as deep in production as you can be, as the boys know.
Yeah, I feel like every other day you're going to record something or write something or have a meeting for something. Like, I feel it's just balls to the walls for you recently.
Pretty much, because we are in like, I guess, as close to like, not exactly crunch time, but we have a deadline to meet for this AX trailer premiere. So we're basically trying to complete as much as we can so that we hopefully have enough material to premiere a trailer at AX. And if we don't, then this is going to age very, very badly.
Everyone's like, wait, what? You did that?
Yeah. So I'm laughing, but it is definitely a coping mechanism because I am like...
But it'll be done, right?
It'll be done. 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 Trust me. Trust me. This is coming out July 5th, right? That's the Saturday, or July 6th. That's the Saturday.
Something like that.
It's going to be done. But yeah, so by the time, so let me tell you the guy's schedule about how long this trailer is going to take, or how much time my team is going to get to like get all material and make a trailer. I think we have 1 day. I think as per anime industry or anime industry deadlines, everything's going up right up until as far as possible as we can push it, because we wanted to at least make enough material for this trailer, and they've told us that with everything that we're planning for the trailer, then they should be able to get it to us, I think, July 2nd, maybe.
Okay.
At the latest.
So you're gonna fly to LA just like sweating your balls, being like, please deliver,
please, editing team, please, come on, you guys can lock in for the trailer, right? But yeah, it's been something that I've been working on for. God, I can't even remember how long I've been working on this.
I want to feel like you told us about it like
a year ago.
Oh, longer than a year ago.
Really?
Yeah, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So, do you guys know the beginning of how this started?
No, please tell us.
All right, I'll indulge everyone on the entire origin story before actually talking about my fucking anime.
Go on.
So, do you remember? I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember exactly when.
I don't remember.
But we were chilling upstairs, doing our thing, just waiting for our next recording.
Yeah.
Maylin like pops in like the gremlin she is. She's like, hey guys.
That was definitely at least 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't seen her in like 2 years.
Yeah. Maylin pops in and she's like, you guys interested in like making an anime opening for Trash Taste?
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
That.
Yeah,
I do remember that. Like we were toying with the idea because there was we're not going to say the name of the artist, but there was a very prominent Japanese artist.
That was the only reason why we were like kind of open to it.
There was a very prominent Japanese artist who has done some legendary anime openings who were potentially interested in helping us to make that. But we were like, I mean, what are we going to do with it? Like, we were like,
we kind of felt like it'd be a waste of so much talent.
Yeah, right?
Waste of talent, waste of
just for an anime opening.
And it would be a cool thing, but kind of like we all came to the agreement that it sounded a little bit cheesy as well.
Yeah.
Because like making an anime opening for a podcast. So I don't know how you guys feel. It feels like something I'd commission in like, 2010 YouTube.
Oh, dude, I would have been creaming in my pants.
Yeah, like
if that offer came to me then.
Peak 2010. I think it just feels like an excessive use of talent, funds, time to make an anime opening, which would be kind of sick, but at the same time, probably, you're like,
like unless I'm an actual like VTuber or something where my aesthetic actually matches up with anime, I'm just like, seems kind of like a little cheesy for me.
It's like you watch this amazing anime opening and then it's like, so farts and piss, right? It's like
poo poo pee pee stinky, right?
it's like, okay, maybe not right. So I think we ended up
we ended up shooting it down.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wasn't just the artist that was looking for any kind of like work, but it was also, I think she mentioned that Kadokawa had some like excess budget that year or excess like funds that they wanted to maybe put into some experimental animation projects.
Sure.
And Maylin was just pitching us ideas like a Trash Taste anime opening or
a Trash Taste manga.
Trash Taste manga or
which
like
we were like,
she's like, hey, you could animate some of your food takes or do a slice of life Trash Taste, and I'm like, do you know Connor hates slice of life, right?
Yeah.
you know Connor hates slice of life.
And I also think all three of us do have a rough meter for quality indication, and I feel like if we were actually going to do a manga, we'd want to make it good. If we're making it good, it would probably take over our entire lives.
Yeah.
And I think at that point, there has to be like a serious question of like priorities.
Yeah,
like,
which I can attest to because this has taken over my entire life.
Yeah.
But I heard what was going on, and I was like, I was thinking, I was like, I think I see an opportunity here. I think because she mentioned that, hey, they might be open to experimental animation projects. So I mean, I don't know about you guys, but for me personally, it's always been my fucking dream just to make an anime. Doesn't necessarily need to be a whole full anime series, but just to like tell some kind of like story.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because I don't know about you, but I daydreamed like fuck as a kid. I daydreamed so much, and definitely was one of those kids where I was like daydreaming when I was watching Dragon Ball Z, fucking daydreaming about all the shit happening there.
Looking at Goku like, God, I wish that was me.
Yeah, coming up with my own stories and stuff.
You've always been very strong in structuring narratives, I think. So I think like it's another reason why I think a manga, I didn't want to sign on to it, because I'm like, I can't offer as much as Garnt, and I would feel bad being like, let's do a 3-way split, and I'm not pulling my weight. But for you, I feel like it made so much sense because you're already so good at telling stories.
Well, thank you. It's an entire learning process because I was like, took Maylin to one side and I was like, Maylin, would it be possible to pitch an anime short film of like some sort to Kadokawa for this pitch that you're going to make instead of like a Trash Taste anime project? And I remember I asked you, Joe, if you want to do something as well, and you're like, I have ideas for a light novel, but I don't. I've
always wanted to write a book, and I still do. But when turning that into animation, I'm just like, oh, that's like 70,000 more steps that I got to deal with. Which because at the time when you were doing that, I was pretty balls deep in doing the nonsense stuff already.
Oh yeah,
so I didn't want to commit to another big project,
Yeah. And so Joe, you said no, so I was like, okay, I guess this is just me. And Maylin was like, yeah, we can do something. Do you have an idea? And I was like, no. I do not have an idea,
but the passion is there.
But I can make an idea. Like, what do you need? When do you need it? What do you need? And she was like, okay, if you don't have an idea, you can pitch something. You have a deadline. It's within 3 months. So it's either 2.5 or 3 months. I can't remember the exact timeline. And I was like, great, I got some time. Just one problem, right? We were going on tour in America for 2 months.
Yeah.
We were going on tour in America for 2 months. And so when she said 2.5 months, the cogs start turning in my brain. And I was like, I'm going to have to say yes. I'm going to lie and say I can do it, because it's kind of like this opportunity comes along, you either lock in.
Creative things happen.
Yeah, exactly. You either lock in or you lose the opportunity.
For sure.
So I just blindly told her, don't worry, I'm going to get it done. I will bring you something by the deadline, knowing full well that I would have like 2 weeks to work on this after we come back from tour. So we go off on tour. Fucking, as you guys know, it's like exhausting. It's an exhausting 2 months. Come back mentally drained, and I'm like, oh, and I immediately just have to like do this project. I have to think of something. I don't even have like an idea at this point of what I want to do. So this might be a surprise to you guys. Like this might be a surprise, but I was like, I think I should do an isekai. And I have logic behind it. Okay, because I have a lot of like I have so many ideas for like different stories and different things I want to tell, but the logic behind it this time was I'm pitching to Katakawa. What do Katakawa make a lot of?
Isekai.
Yes,
nothing but facts here.
I mean, look, I've seen the other stuff they've greenlit. So I feel like this, if they want to say yes to some of this other stuff, should be an easy.
Look. Katagawa do a lot of things. They do stuff like Oshinoko. They do so many different genres. But on top of that, they do also have a lot of light novels under their umbrella. They also a lot of isekais.
They also do the vending machine isekai.
Yeah, look. It's I swear to God, guys, it is nothing to do with me as a person. I was just playing the numbers. It was risk versus reward. What is the genre that is most likely to get greenlit? I was like, I got to go to isekai.
Of course. Yeah. I mean, you made the smart move there, I feel.
Yeah. So I decided, okay, if I'm going to go isekai, the isekai route, I got to think up something that is a little bit different, right? And so there's one part of isekai, as someone who watches a lot of isekai, there's one part of isekai that I thought didn't really get explored too much, and was something that I thought could make, even though it's technically an isekai, I didn't want it to feel just like your typical fantasy isekai that you see in a lot of other anime.
Sure.
And so the isekai, I thought, would be more of a stepping stone to build the platform of the world itself, rather than it just being another power fantasy isekai.
Okay.
And one aspect of isekai that I haven't really seen is what it's like to come home after going on this fucking massive journey in another world. Because you see a lot of characters going on this huge epic adventure to kill the demon lord or all this shit. But I think the closest thing I can think of is fucking Digimon or something. Where
they're back from the Digiworld.
Yeah. Where they actually get to come back from the digital world. And if there's one piece of advice that I've heard a lot, it's write what you know.
Yeah. And
I certainly know what it's like to, that feeling of coming back home after traveling for a long time or going on this fucking journey, living in different countries. So I was like, okay, that's kind of the angle that I wanted to take with this story. And so I had a basic idea of the plot and characters for this draft that I was going to write, but I only had 2 weeks. So I just did the same thing I did with all of my YouTube videos. I just sat down and fucking wrote.
You locked the fuck in.
I just locked the fuck in.
Okay.
For 2 weeks, I did not leave my room. And I was like telling this story about this guy who, so with one concept in this world that I've created is that it's not, it's an isekai, so it is another world, but it's not like a person was randomly transported to this other world. It's more akin to traveling to like a distant country far away. There is a transport system, which I will show in just a bit, but there is a transport system that transports, that allows people to freely travel between the two worlds, right? I would say it's more akin to the Earth before commercial flight was truly affordable. So it can happen, but it's just a lot more difficult than getting on a flight nowadays,
Okay.
It's more of a commitment.
Yeah, it's more of a commitment. So that was like the basic idea around it. And it was the story about this guy who wanted to start a new life in another world. Doesn't work out, and then he kind of realizes that he really cherishes the home that he came from. Basic idea for a story. And I just sat down, didn't really plan it out, and I wrote it. and I somehow shit out a screenplay in 2 weeks.
Yeah, okay, so my first question is, have you ever written a screenplay before?
No.
Okay, so how did you... So not only did you have to shit out a screenplay in 2 weeks, but you also had to learn how to write a screenplay in 2 weeks.
Yes.
What the fuck?
So really...
My bro locked in.
When you pitched it, you had to hand them pretty much everything.
Yeah, I had to hand them like a complete short story, basically.
God damn.
Oh, wow.
And I don't know how I did it, but actually I do know how I did it because I shit out a screenplay within 2 weeks, and I'm like, this is it. I submit it. Don't hear anything.
Oh, fuck.
There's
nothing louder than silence.
I'm like, I don't get a call back.
Yeah.
1 week passes. Mainland's like, I submitted it. They haven't told me anything.
Okay.
2 weeks passes. 3 weeks passes. Nothing. And I'm like, Mainland's like, Mainland being Mainland, she doesn't want to hurt my feelings.
Sure.
Right? So she's like, I think they're just busy, like
Japanese companies, you know how they are.
You've worked with Katakao before. They just
It
sometimes they're
does
just
take a
busy,
while.
and it's just sometimes it takes a while.
takes a while.
Then a month passes. Then 2 months passes, and I'm like, this probably ain't it.
Yeah.
And I can safely say that they definitely made the right choice, because looking back, it was complete shit. Because of course it was.
Wait. So they just ghosted your ass?
They just ghosted
What
me.
the fuck? I thought they would give you some sort of professional courtesy.
I thought they would.
In the same.
I thought the same, but I mean, it was.
They're busy. They're busy.
They're busy. They're busy. I
mean,
mean, if I had if I had read my very first screenplay, baby's first screenplay, I'd probably be like, this is not even fucking.
It's so funny.
worth-
They're so ass that they left you on red. It's like, I ain't even going to respond to this shit.
They're like, this is so ass. The fact that he submitted this says that he doesn't realize how fucking dog shit this is. I don't even think I can talk to a man this delusional.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So, like I said, learning lesson, right?
Sure.
Looking back, of course, that first draft is going to fucking suck.
I mean, everyone has to start at zero.
But everyone, here's the big thing. The big thing that I've always, my big life philosophy is that obviously you can try to learn as much as possible. You can try to do the research. You can read. You can look at YouTube tutorials. But at the end of the day, my learning method is I don't internalize something unless I actually go out and try it. And if I had a bit more time, obviously I would have done a little bit more prep. But, an opportunity comes along and I was like, I just got to try something.
Of course.
And if I didn't try something, then I wouldn't have learned from the mistakes of that process and everything that went wrong in that process. And now I can look back at that first screenplay and see how dog shit it is, because I had learned from it. And I realized everything I did wrong. It's pretty much the same philosophy that we do on YouTube as well. Like when we said yes to a tour, we had no fucking clue what we were doing.
And we didn't even know what the show was going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
we didn't know until like a week before, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone who went to our live show, I think we had a meeting. Was it a week?
Yeah.
2 weeks before we were
It was
scheduled.
less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, we were scheduled to fly off to America, and we were like, what are we doing for the show?
Yeah, I think it was literally like after the tour company came back to us and was like, all right, guys, so here's the route. Here's everything. And then we're like, all right, sweet. What are we going to do?
I do remember that we basically had a very awkward meeting. We were like, they're like, what do you need for us on like the stage?
Yeah.
And we were like,
Mike's.
don't know, actually. That's a great question. And we started planning it out.
Yeah.
And we came up with those ideas on the day. And then we practiced it once.
Yes.
And then it came out that like the audience just fucking loved it. And we were like, shit, did we just accidentally shit out something half decent?
It's like, damn, I guess we are the goat.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
I think it was, we got very lucky there. I think we were all experienced in making content. So I think we knew how to make something entertaining.
Yep.
Yeah.
But, definitely doing that live is
Yeah.
tough. But I mean, having two of your mates by also makes it a lot easier.
Exactly.
And you're like, if I fuck this up, Garnt will take over.
Yeah. They'll wipe my ass.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes we do something on a crunch and it just magically
You need
works
pressure
like
sometimes.
that. You need pressure sometimes. Sometimes it works like that. And then sometimes, it works like my very first screenplay, which is it doesn't work. But it's not about it's not about the final result always. Sometimes it's just about just learning and making sure that you take every opportunity you can. Because I didn't know if another opportunity would come.